Daisy Edgar-Jones stars in the much-anticipated film adaptation of the 2018 novel Where the Crawdads Sing.
You can't live alone in the marsh forever.
Watch me.
All right.
Ahead of the movie's release, the actress tells people what initially connected her to the source material.
One of the sort of aspects of this story that I really connected to, and I always have in film and books, is how much kindness can really, change someone's life, and how much the connections we make in our life can really be fundamental on who we become. And I think this story really celebrates that, the small acts of kindness that Jump and Mabel gift to Kaya, and similarly with Tate teaching her to read, change her life for the better. And same with Tom Milton and taking a chance to represent her. So I think it was really, I loved those moments of like really seeing the effect you can have on somebody's life for the better if you're kind.
In March of 2021, production began in New Orleans and Houma, Louisiana. And though filming wrapped after just a couple of months, Daisy says the Pelican State really left an impression.
I'd never seen an environment like that. Like, I'd never been to the South, so it was incredible to see this like Spanish moss and hear the cicadas and like these egrets flying over and dragonflies everywhere. I'd never been in an environment like that, and it was so incredible to be there and like to really live, I guess, that experience. Actually, one of my favorite days was we all went and took a kayak and we kayaked down the bayou, and there was like alligators along the banks, and it was so beautiful. And I would like have shrimp and grits quite a lot for dinner, which I really liked. And the music in that city is incredible. I'm a huge, I love music. So the sound of the there's a music in that city that's like immediate when you get there, and I just loved it.
The project has a Hollywood heavyweight behind it. Reese Witherspoon and her media company, Hello Sunshine, are responsible for producing the story for the big screen.
Reese has been hugely involved. She was watching the rushes the whole way through filming, and I met her on set. Actually, she came down and visited. She was filming something else at the time, so it was so exciting to meet her. I've been a huge fan of hers since I was little, so to actually meet her and work with her was just like such a dream come true, really.
Without giving anything away, Daisy reveals how she originally reacted to that ending.
I think that it was certainly unexpected. And it really, like, I did not expect that. So when I put the book down, I had to sit for a moment, But I think, it's a story about of survival and nature. And, I think this idea of sort of the laws of nature versus the laws of society. And it was definitely a big cliffhanger. And I think that kind of suspenseful aspect of the story is something that I really kept me sort of turning the page. And then, to be involved in a kind of, I guess, murder mystery was I'd never done anything like that. So I think, and it definitely keeps you guessing as the film goes on.
We loved Daisy in Hulu's Normal People, which, like Where the Crawdads Sing, was also based on a book of the same name. And Daisy has a strategy for taking on these types of roles.
I think it's really about trying to capture a feeling that you had when you read the book, because ultimately it's a very different medium, a film to fiction, like to books, because obviously when you're reading a book, you're completely in the character's internal life, you're in their mind, and in a film you're sort of watching them from the outside.
I love you, and I'm never going to feel the same way for anyone else.
But I think the main thing is really trying to capture sort of an impression or a tone or feeling, because it's always going to be a different thing. And so I like to kind of take as many quotes that I find useful from the book and lift them and bring them. But then I also like to kind of put that aside too when I'm on the set and concentrate on what I'm doing and think of it as kind of like almost like a cousin to the book. Like there are familiarities, you see the resemblance, but they're also different. So yeah.
For more on Daisy Edgar-Jones, pick up this week's issue of People on Newsstands Friday.